guys, today it's time for another Top 5 Wednesday. This week's topic are your top 5 books out of your comfort zone, and I thought this topic was very interesting. I had my list pretty quickly. I cannot pinpoint what is my comfort zone exactly, but I could pinpoint what is out of my comfort zone pretty quickly. So that is kind of interesting to me. For example, most of the time I don't enjoy reading science fiction all that much, but still all of these science fiction books that I have read did not feel like they were out of my comfort zone. For example, Ready Player One, which I feel like is science fiction with dystopian elements, is about video gaming, and that is so my comfort zone that it really didn't feel out of it. And so I have a choice of 5 books that I feel like is very different, and I'm very excited to talk about this. My number 5 is Yes Please by Amy Poehler, and this is really out of my comfort zone because I rarely read non-fiction. I do feel like memoirs and autobiographies and all that stuff around famous people, especially like famous people that are kind of funny, are kind of my little comfort zone I have within non-fiction. But still, looking at my overall reading, it is definitely not in my comfort zone, and I did listen to it on audiobook. I never would have picked up the physical book, quite honestly, and only picked up the audiobook because I was able to listen on it when I had my free trial on Script. So really it would have been never an option for me if, it wasn't for that. And so I definitely say it is out of my comfort zone, but I absolutely loved it. Thought it was a great memoir that really was super interesting, was funny, but also had some really serious great moments, and I would definitely recommend it to basically anyone. It was really, really cool. If you feel like Amy Poehler is someone you would like, then definitely check Yes Please out. My number 4 is Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn, and while I do like when some dystopian fantasy books have some thriller elements in it, it is definitely not a genre that I normally really reach for on its own. And honestly, while I was really excited to read it because it was a hype book and I definitely had high expectations, I wasn't super excited to get into this amazing, great, crazy story, but then was totally surprised by how it was a great, amazing story. I really, really liked Gone Girl. I thought while some things were maybe predictable, there were always other things that were not, and you always had something that you absolutely did not see coming, and I really enjoyed that about this novel, and it definitely made me want to pick up more thrillers. My number 3 is Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, and this is kind of the category classics for me, which is absolutely out of my comfort zone. It is something that I do read from time to time, and that is not oh my god, I never want to touch it, but do I feel comfortable in it? Absolutely not. Pride and Prejudice is so far, I think, the only classic that I did kind of feel comfortable in. It's probably because it is kind of chick lit, I guess, and I did read a German translation of it. I mean, it is a good 7 years back that I read that, so I wasn't really into reading English books back then, but I also feel like that really, really helped me with it being, more comfortable for me. This translation of Pride and Prejudice that I read was really great and well done and really easy for me to understand. I really, had the experience that I want while reading. I really felt with the characters and often felt oh my god, Lizzie, why are you so dumb? And then kind of started shipping, and it was really great to have that in a classic because that never really happened with me before. My number 2 is The Timekeeper by Mitch Albom, and I can't even really say what genre you would kind of put this in. The Timekeeper is just super special in its whole story, its storytelling and its message, and it definitely felt out of my comfort zone, but was really comforting while reading it. It is really inspiring and a really great story to just kind of read and learn something from it. I really, really like that, but it definitely doesn't feel like my comfort zone. And my number 1 is The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak, and this is a historical fiction novel, which overall is definitely my comfort zone as long as it's YA, I guess, and or as long as it's with romance. And this is definitely not that. It is World War II and that is definitely not my comfort zone. I feel like almost in Germany, which is good and important, but you get so much World War II. The history lessons in my timeline in school were probably a good 70% just World War II, and I am just not interested anymore. Thank God we are learning about this, although, as you can maybe see, it doesn't really have lots of effects on many people out there, but this is not gonna turn into a political discussion. I just wanted to mention that. But it's just not something that I have really, learned to love reading fictional stories about. It's just really something that I just don't want to read about anymore. But The Book Thief, as you know, is an amazing book, absolutely blew me away. It is great, it is beautiful, and it is definitely a book that is more about friendship and family and love than it is about anything else. And these were my top 5 books out of my comfort zone. Let me know if you've read any of these and, if they are in your comfort zone or if they are not. And, otherwise let me know what you feel like is your comfort zone and what books are out of your comfort zone that you still really enjoy. Lots of things that you can write down in the comments. I would love to hear your opinions on everything. And thank you so much for watching. I guess I'll see you soon.